Formula One has entered the summer break, and when we come back at the end of August, Carlos Sainz will have half a season left in the fast lane because next year he will be driving in the slow lane, as it's confirmed that Williams have managed to sign Ferrari driver Carlos Sainz for the 2025 season. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Racing. It is official. After several months of speculation, Sainz wondering what he can do about his career, the wait is over, and it has been confirmed that Carlos Sainz will be trading his Ferrari seat for a Williams seat.
Yes, he is, and Carlos Sainz has agreed a 2-year deal, which is a surprise to me, considering the fact that 2026, the big regulation change. I maybe expect to hear a 1-year deal with a rolling contract in case any other seats freed up. But maybe he's putting his faith in the Williams team, because you look at them, they've kind of been stagnant the last couple of years. I'm not going to pretend otherwise, but I think the way forward for them is to get rid of a shitey number 2 driver in Latifi/Sargent. You look at Albon Sainz, that's as good as a backmarker team lineup can get, in my opinion.
Yes, Williams haven't. Look, there's no doubt about it. 5 years ago, Williams were at the back of the pack. They were terrible, but they have improved gradually over the years, and we're probably seeing the improvement more with Albon instead of Russell, because I just think the car's been a bit better with Albon. But like you pointed on, during the entire period, they've never had 2 good drivers. They've always been relying on one guy, whether it be Albon, whether it be Russell. Latifi, Sargent, not good enough. But with Sainz and Albon, you feel like Williams are definitely going into next season with 2 solid drivers, 2 good drivers. And that could be the difference between Williams making up an extra 2 places in the Constructors' Championship. Because it is very tight down the bottom. Points aren't easy to come by. But points are a lot easier to get when you have 2 drivers capable of getting them, rather than just the one driver. Now, Carlos Sainz, there's no doubt he's taking a downgrade here. Unfortunately, he is leaving Ferrari, and I would like to see him get a race win, because he might well never get a race win after this season. We know how F1 works. I mean, look at Fernando Alonso. You can be as good as you can be, but if you choose the wrong teams, if you sign the wrong deals, then before you know it, seasons can go by, years can go by, and you can get left behind. Now, if Sainz was making the move from Ferrari to Williams, let's say 20 odd year ago, it might not have been a bad move, because Williams were good in the 90s at periods, they were good in the early 2000s at periods, but Williams are no longer good, you know. They're a team that are down the bottom, and I still think he will do well. I think he will be a standout driver for Williams. I think he will beat Albon. I think he will impress, and I think he will challenge for points. And I think we will still see Carlos Sainz making it into Q3 in some races, because I do actually highly rate him. But it is a sad that his chances of winning races are practically gone now, and I would like to see him get one more win before this season ends. Now, his Williams deal does go for the 2025-2026 season with options to extend beyond that. Now, you mentioned that you're surprised he signed a 2-year deal because of the regulation changes in 2026. However, we won't be able to. I'm assuming we won't be able to tell who's actually made the best changes until the 2026 season happens. So, does that really make a difference if he's tied down to Williams or if he's a free agent?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of does, because you wouldn't expect Williams to build the best car for 2026, would you? Rumours were it was Mercedes, but they were only going to re-sign him for next year. But here, the way this season's played out, I think Mercedes could have the fastest car for next year.
And as things stand, Mercedes still only have one driver. Now, we know that Perez has agreed to stay with Red Bull, and honestly,
they've agreed to stay with him.
He is stealing a seat at this point. I don't know why.
It's so weird. I just think with that, I think Red Bull have actually just agreed to lose the Constructors' title. I'm not saying if you put Daniel Ricciardo in, it guarantees it, right? But I would say anything's better than Perez right now. It's better to try something than nothing.
I'm not sure he's the worst driver on the grid, but he's one of them.
Yeah, oh yeah, form, absolutely.
He's one of them. And we're not talking temporary form like 6 races. We're talking almost 2 years now. So, you know, it is embarrassing for Perez. One seat that seems to be available, though, is that secondary seat at Mercedes, who will replace Lewis Hamilton. I thought there was a chance Carlos Sainz could go there, but it hasn't happened. Do you think there's somebody that's already pretty much agreed to have that Mercedes seat and we just haven't heard it yet?
Yes, it's Kimi Antonelli. I think that's going to be the guy for F2 to get it. 17 years old. Pretty much similar hype about him that there was with Max, with Leclerc. But is Russell and Antonelli, is that the partnership to take Mercedes? I think Russell's good enough, don't get me wrong. But you feel like a team like Mercedes, they need like a household name. They did try and get Alonso, and Alonso turned them down, which, why the fuck did he do that? Well, seriously, why did he do that?
Alonso just can't get it right when it comes to contract negotiations. Look, I'm not saying a 17-year-old can't be good, but it seems like a risk. Even Red Bull didn't take the risk with Max Verstappen. He started off in the Toro Rosso.
Yeah.
And like, if Mercedes have got a driver, then I'm surprised they didn't basically put him in one of the sister cars.
What Mercedes should have done is take Sainz and put Antonelli in the Williams, because obviously they own Williams. Well, like they have a say where their drivers go because of the engine contract. To me, you pick Sainz, you put Antonelli in Williams, like you did with Russell a couple of years ago, and then when you think he's good enough, you call him up.
Yeah, that's what I would have done.
I think going straight from F2 into a top team in F1, it's a disaster written to have. I think with Leclerc, he didn't even go straight to Ferrari, but Leclerc dominated in F2. Antonelli just won his first race a couple of weeks ago. You know, I think for you in F2 to get straight into a top team, you need to dominate. Leclerc,
the only guy I can recall going straight into a top seat was Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, and here, I'm not going to fucking begrudge you McLaren doing that.
And looking back, that was the right call.
Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe if Ferrari put Leclerc straight into their car, we'd have been going, that was the right call.
I think it would have been.
Would Leclerc have been an upgrade on Kimi at the time? Probably.
Yeah.
If Red Bull put Max straight into the Red Bull seat for who was it at the time? It was Daniel Kvyat.
Yep.
That would have probably been the right decision as well.
No, it would have been.
But at the same time, how many times do we see drivers come up for F2 with a lot of hype behind them? They start down the grid and they just don't have it, and then before you know it, they get fizzled out of F1. So you can look at the rare occasions like a Hamilton, Leclerc, Verstappen, where these guys have come in and just got, nailed it straight away. But there's also been lots of drivers that have came in and, just not really delivered. So yeah, I think Mercedes are taking a risk, guys. But that is it. 2 seats are official. Perez is staying with Red Bull and Carlos Sainz is moving to Williams. We'll catch you in the next one. Leave a like, leave a comment, and until next time, Fog Racing says peace out.